Hello YouTube, Asuma here with another episode of my Hermitcraft LP. So last episode we made these melon and pumpkin towers, and based on some feedback in the comments I've made some improvements here. So a lot of people were saying that they liked the raised block here and that I should make it the same the whole way around. So I added a block here, and then I added a block over there as well, which I then changed to a melon and a pumpkin on that side, so we've got an indicator of what's on what side. But that might all change, but I'll get to that in a moment. And the other thing I've done, based on the comments again, was put pressure pads here, and I've also lowered the pathway so it goes straight down like this, and then we can just walk straight through and pick up our items with ease. So yeah, about having the melon and pumpkin on either side, what I might actually do is change it so both towers have melons and pumpkins, because we have this problem. And I'll try and explain it to you. Let's find a little bit of space. So we have seeds in the corner like this, and then they're going to grow a pumpkin in the spaces in between. So if one grows here, these two will attach themselves to it, and then that means that we can only grow 3 at a maximum. So if another one grows here, that one will attach itself to it, and then another one can go in either two spaces. So for each floor we only get 3 maximum, and most of the time you get 2, because one will grow here and then it will grow over there and attach both of those seeds. So if we place a pumpkin in one corner and the opposite corner, then it can grow to either side like this, and so will the melons as well. So if a pumpkin grows in that spot there, then this melon can only grow here. In fact, I've just realised a flaw with that as well, because if the pumpkin here decides to grow there and that one decides to grow here, this melon can't grow at all. But it probably would be worth doing overall, because the maximum you could have would be 4 if they all grew like this, the one next to them. And then if the pumpkin decided to grow there and this one here, there, then it would eliminate 1. So I guess we would increase the efficiency by doing it like that, because we'd make it so that 3 would be the minimum and 4 would be the maximum, and at the moment we have it so that 2 is the minimum and 3 is the maximum. But that's something I'll do another time. Anyway, what I wanted to do this episode was work on the netherwart farm. So I started getting myself prepared, and I realised that I didn't have a lot of slimes. But I have been caving, so I'm just heading back to my base to show you my supplies. But yeah, I need to get more slime balls, so I've been using the Slime Finder app. I'll put a link to that in the description box. And I've found some slime chunks around the base. There's actually 4 quite close together. But here's my resources anyway. Oh, that's the bone meal chest. This is the one you want to see. I've got tons of diamonds. I've also got this fortune pick, which I have to give to Kearshar, because I was borrowing his, and when I was caving I got creepered. And yeah, the only thing that I had on me that fell into lava was his pick, which was really unfortunate, but there you go, I've got a new one. So tons of coal, not a lot of iron, but I was smelting it all. So we have, I think we had 4 stacks, yeah, there we go. So we've got plenty of iron, put all that away. And yeah, slimes, we've got a lot of redstone, but we've not got a lot of slimes. And I went over to Hypno's base, and he's got some slime chunks around there, but not a lot was spawning. So I decided what I wanted to do is build a farm here. And as I said, I've used the app and found 4 slime chunks together. So I'm going to dig my way down to where they are, near the bedrock level. Actually, no, I'm going to make the rooms at the lava level, so I'm going to dig down there and find what kind of area it's in. I've made it down to the bottom where I'm going to start building the slime chunk, and I talked about this being at the lava lake level. I think 12.6 is where this block here would be lava, where lava lakes naturally spawn. So the reason I've chose this height is that we don't want to be removing any lava lakes that are in our slime chunk. So if we start at this level and we find any, we can just pour water over the top of them and turn it into obsidian. And also doing it at this height gives us a chance to find some diamonds as well, which is always good. But anyway, I haven't found anything else on the way down here. This path has just been through stone, gravel and dirt, and around the bottom here I did start to hear some zombies and spiders, so there might be some caves in the area which might make the job easier. But at the moment I've got to figure out where the slime chunks actually are, because this path has taken us slightly off course. So I'm going to figure out where they are and start digging them out. I've dug my way to the corner of the first chunk, and this is it here. I've used these torches to represent that it's the corner, And we have 4 chunks in total, and they're laid out like this, and we're currently working on this one here in this corner, so we're digging in these 2 directions at the moment. And what I'm going to start off by doing is just doing the basic hollowing out of a chunk, well, not the whole thing obviously, just 3 high down at this level, and once we've done that on all 4 of these, we'll probably do a path to link them all up together, and then we can come down here and get slimes when we need them. But later on, when I build a proper farm, I'll imagine that I'd fill in these extra blocks and build one big pad with a water system around the outside. But at the moment we're just going to be hollowing out these chunks. Okay, I've been hearing mobs for quite some time now. Oh, here they are. Take that. Yeah, I saw light and I thought maybe these have been explored, but it's just from lava. So we've got lava over there, and oh dear, lots of iron as well. I've got to be careful here because my health is low. Let's take him out with a bow. There we go. Anyway, I'll continue digging away and have a little explore of these caves, and maybe we'll find something interesting. So I just got killed by a dodgy creeper, and I'm really worried because all of my items, they fell right next to the lava, and the creeper blew up the blocks next to it as well, so they might all be getting burnt at the moment, and that's good. I don't see any lava flowing down here, and yeah, you can see I'm prepared. I've got a lot of picks, and I've only got a helmet. That's... oh, I've totally forgotten to put on armour. That's why I was taking so much damage. Anyway, I guess I can make some armour now. Let's take this guy out. So I've been back to the base and I got myself some armour, and I enchanted all of it as well. The only decent thing was the fire protection, and that will come in useful for building a blaze farm later on. But anyway, there's tons of iron in this place, and I also found some diamonds, and I went back and got my fortune pick so we can get that. And yeah, I realised something while I was down here, and I've forgotten the way. I think this takes us there. Yeah, this is it. That on a server it's a lot more difficult being in these caves when you're playing by yourself, because there's tons more mobs, and on a server you have a higher mob cap than you do on single player. Now I've heard on single player it's 70 mobs, and it used to be 200 before it got cut down, so perhaps on the server there's a mob cap of 200, but anyway, the point is it makes it a lot more dangerous in these caves. So one thing I've got to be careful of, oh, this looks like it's going to be a lot of diamonds. Yeah, I've got to be careful that there's no lava underneath so we don't lose any of our diamonds. Oh, this is a lot. Look at that, that looks great. Nice. Okay, this is going well. Right, so if we dig away these 2, yep, we can see there's no nasties here. Let's get the right pick out. And I'm just going to have a look around once more, because those mobs, they do really come out of nowhere. So let's see how many we get. $16 diamonds, that's an average of 2 on each one. I'd say that's a pretty good find. Feels like a good day to be playing Minecraft today. Yeah, dug a little further along, found some more diamonds. They were right underneath the lava, so I've taken care of that. Let's see how many we get from this one. Okay, 11 that time. That was pretty good as well. I've hollowed out the first 2 chunks, and I started to get a little bit worried because things are going to be different playing on a server, and I've only seen 2 slimes spawn so far. And when I was doing this in my LP world, I got a lot of slime balls just when I was hollowing out the area. But part of what makes slimes spawn is when other mobs in the game get killed. And sorry, oh, look at that. As I was about to say, my other slime chunk like this in my LP world, that had a spider farm right in it. So look at this, this is awful. I can't actually hit it. There we go. Yes, so my other slime chunk in my LP world had a spider farm right in the middle of it, and that meant that a lot of mobs got killed all the time right in the slime chunk. And this isn't working at all. There we go, at last. Now these smaller ones are usually not so bad to hit. Yeah, they glitch up above. That is really annoying. Anyway, I'm going to kill this guy and get on with it. All 4 of the spawn rooms are now made, and it turns out I was worrying for no reason at all. Since I've been making the last few rooms, yeah, I've got loads of slimes, and there's one caught up in the ceiling here. There you go, look, I take damage when I go through. So yeah, the main problem is actually with the medium slimes. They seem to glitch up into the roof, so at some point I want to come back down here and take more of the roof away and see if that stops them from glitching up into it. But other than that, this is a good farm now. If I go back up to the XP farm and yeah, use that for a while, when I come back down here there'll be loads of slimes. So anyway, I think I've got enough for my nether project, which is why I wanted to get these slimes in the first place. And as you can see, I got a fair bit of loot while I was working on this, and tons of cobblestone, which we were actually short on because I've been jumping right into building stuff and using tons of coal to make smooth stone and stone bricks, so this is going to be quite useful. So anyway, I am now going to get prepared and head over to the nether. I've actually gotten a little ahead of myself there. There was 2 more things that I needed to do. One of them was get a load of pumpkins and make them into jack-o'-lanterns, because I thought we could put them in the floor for lighting, and that way we would increase spawn rates, because those torches will get in the way of where slimes can spawn. So that's why I'm here getting these at the moment. And also I want to build a entrance to the slime farm, a proper one, other than the little tunnel I have at the moment. So I'm going to figure out a nice little place to put it, and then I'll have a ladder leading up to the spawn village with a little hut around it as well. All the rooms have now been replaced with pumpkins, and one of the first things I did was get all of my resources together, not only for building this but also the house up the top, the little entrance to this place. And I fell straight into lava, which was, yeah, really annoying. Oh, I've missed one. And yeah, it was over there that I fell in lava. So I had to start again, which took forever, and I was getting a lot of slime balls and I lost all of them. But since I've been back down here working on it again, I've got over a stack already, so doing pretty good. Anyway, we're going to go up to the surface and have a look at the house up there. Here is the surface house, and this is the way down to the bottom. I've made it too wide with a water drop at the bottom, so you can just run and jump all the way straight down. See, I'm not really too happy with this house. It looks okay, I think. I might rework it a little bit later, but it serves its purpose. It's a shelter for the entrance to the slime farm. And anyway, while I was making my way back and forth to get more and more pumpkins, I noticed something wrong with the farm, which we can fix. So when we press the button and activate the farm and get all of our drops, the ones that first fall down, let's have a look, they're very slow moving, and this is because that's a water source block, and the water isn't moving as fast until it reaches the next block, and then the drops move fast. So a way we can fix this is by putting the water source block 1 back, and then this stream would lead straight into the faster part of the water, and then that way the farm will be slightly more efficient in some respect. Okay, this might not even work because I forgot that there wasn't actually a water source block underneath there. It was the downwards flowing water just spreading out. So I've put a water source block the other side, and yeah, you can see what it's done. So let's have a look and see if it makes any difference. No, it doesn't. Okay, I'll just change that back. So it just occurred to me after watching the footage back that we can actually fix this just by adding a sign. And now, when we test it, there you go. They flow into the fast moving water, and they move to the centre a lot quicker now. At last I'm at the nether, and now I can start work on my netherwart farm, which is what I really wanted to be doing this episode. And the design that I have in mind isn't particularly anything new, or probably not even an improvement of some of the old designs, but it's something different, and I just want to give it a go and see how it turns out. So I've had a lot of time to think about it, and I know what I'm doing, so it shouldn't take me long to start building this. And I'm well prepared. I've got all the resources that I could need here with me, so yeah, I'll start building it. I've now made the first part of the farm, and this is sort of a mock-up, so I can show you how the whole thing's going to work. So we have this soul sand, and it's in a U shape, and this is probably the most important part of the whole design aspect, is that we're going to layer this layer by layer, and the way we would replant is by going up a ladder, which would probably be positioned here, holding shift, didn't mean to do that. Plant down all of our nether warts, go up to the next layer and do the same thing again. Then when we harvest them, we're going to retract all of the pistons at once, at which point all the nether warts are going to fall into this central area. And then when they land down on the bottom here, the pistons are going to extend again, and it's going to push out them into a smaller area, so it just makes collecting easy, and that's really the whole point of it, that collecting it can be easy. And I imagine replanting probably isn't the best thing to do going up a ladder, but I wanted to give it a try anyway. So the way this works is we've got a bunch of extended pistons on either sides, and we have these repeaters here, and they've got a delay on at the moment, and I'll explain that in a moment. But it's powered by this torch here, and then behind this block is another torch, so that's powering that one, so the torch behind it is inverted, which means it doesn't power that block and turn that one off. So this way we can have every other line will have a torch to control the next set of redstone. So we'll have our next row of soul sand at this height. Top mass has no redstone. You can take some of mine. And yeah, what was I saying? The delay is for the pistons here, because when all the drops land down at the bottom, these are all going to be retracted, and then we want these ones to push outwards first, so any drops that land in this corner will get pushed to here, and then these ones will extend and push them into the middle. So yeah, that's the basic concept. It's all about really just pushing it into one location so you can stand here and pick it all up. With the concept out of the way, I decided to start thinking about aesthetics and building materials. So I started off by building this frame around the outside of the farm, and I think this is going to make it look quite decent from outside because it's all going to be exposed. And on the last farm we did, we had that exposed redstone, so we're going to have that again. And I've used cobblestone. I really like how it looks in the nether, so I'm going to be using cobblestone for these outside rims and the pillars here. But this bit in the middle I think I'm going to change to stone bricks, so it's a little cleaner from the inside. And another thing is I'm going to fill in this gap here with netherrack so that nothing can spawn in it. And I've also got this block here exposed at the moment, so you can see that that's not attached to a piston, and that means that when all of the soul sand retracts, we're going to see soul sand the whole way around the outside of it. So it's just a small aesthetical detail. Farm is starting to come together now, and I've built 5 floors so far, and it's really expensive to build. I always knew it would be, but when building this I realised that I could have actually put pistons on this layer here and have them push out the nether warts. But it's a good thing we got that slime farm, because it doesn't really make a difference now that slimes aren't expensive. So yeah, I thought I'd show you how this works. Press the button and do that again. I really like how it looks having the stone bricks and then the soul sand. In fact, I might use that somewhere else in a future building project, because they go together really well. But anyway, the point I wanted to make was that we need a pulse lengthener, so that when the group of pistons at the top retract, it gives enough time for the nether warts to fall down all the way to the bottom before these ones here extend. And at the moment it's probably not enough time. Okay, the farm is somewhat now finished. I've also wired it up with a pulse lengthener. There's Biffa hiding in a dirt box. So yeah, this wiring goes underneath here and it holds it out for a little bit longer. And I was just about to say we've got to test that, and if you see there's a netherrack block. That was from where I was just finishing it off at the top, so I'd say that's actually a test of how far they drop down. So I need to make the pulse longer, and then this is the ladder that we can use, and just holding back I can hold shift, plant in all the different spots, hold shift again, and I actually think that's quite an effective way of doing this, although I'm fairly sure I'm going to go a little bit astray off to one side going up this ladder at some point. But anyway, I'm going to make that pulse longer. I'm going to test it a few times by chucking some netherrack up the top again and letting that fall down to the bottom, and after that I think it will be ready to plant. And one thing I do need to do as well as that is just sort out the front of the building here and create a proper entrance as well. Okay, it was kind of hard to throw the netherrack on top of the last layer of soul sand, but I got a few bits. Oh, damn it, I don't have my sword on me. Yeah, Biffa decided to play a little trick on me before he left, and he attacked a pigman. And that's why that one ran in here and went for me. But anyway, back to the testing. I've actually gone back up to the top and put a lot of netherrack on the top now so we can test it properly. And let's press this button and watch it all fall down. Okay, so it all made it to the ground, but it was a little bit close for my liking. And another thing I think is that the nether warts are going to pop out of the ground, so they might go up into the air a little bit as well. So we'll add 1 or 2 extra repeaters, and then I'll probably start testing it with nether warts. Okay, I've added in that extra repeater so the delay is slightly longer, and now that should mean that all of the nether warts will hit the ground when we do this test. And they're not all fully grown, but if we have a look we can see that most of them are. So I'd say we're ready for a test. And if you're wondering what that noise is, we have a visitor. He's come along to watch the test. Anyway, let's go press that button. Okay, you can see some of them landed on the top here, so we just need 1 more repeater, and then I'd say it's safe. And 1 landed down there, and that's something else I wanted to test. There we go. I thought this might happen. Because the glass pane is actually less of a block, it means that some of these can land on the edge here, so I'll have to get them and fix that as well. Okay, I've got all of those nether warts, and let's see how many we got in total. 5 stacks and 22, although 6 of those were already in my inventory, so that's quite a lot of nether warts from this one farm. And it wasn't even fully grown as well, so it has a high yield, which is good, and it shouldn't take long to replant. So I'm going to do that quickly and just see how long it takes me. The entire farm only took me 1 minute to replant, and that's 121 nether warts, so I'd say that's actually fairly fast. And it's not as fast as running along a level field of soul sand and placing them down one by one, but it definitely harvests quicker. So I'd say this actually turned out to be a really good farm, and although it's quite expensive, I think it's going to be worthwhile. So we actually got a few jobs left to do on this before it's finished, but that's all we have time for this episode. So I need to extend the pulse again and put in another repeater, and that probably means I'm going to have to come up with a different circuit because it's quite long already. And the other thing we need to do is get rid of all of this glass, and we're probably going to be replacing that with nether posts. And at the side here we need to put some solid blocks so that the nether warts don't catch. And once we've done that, the farm will be finished, and all we'll have left to do is build a nice aesthetical entrance. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.